Welcome to class 25 of Python programming. We'll do pickling today. This is a very important concept. In today's class, you try to know how to pickle and unpickle. This is important because when you have lots of data, you'll be able to save it. We say dumping here, you dump it and then you retrieve it. When you save it, it will be saved in byte strings, in binary zeros and ones. If you want to save your data in zeros and ones, you have to use pickle. Pickle is a module in Python. And the process we say is serializing and deserializing. Okay. First you have to pickle it using dump, then you have to unpickle it. So whatever data you have, whatever object you have, in fact, maybe it's a list object, dictionary object, set object, tuple object, or even a machine learning model. You can save it using pickle. The benefit of saving it is you are saving in disk and in zeros and ones. If everything is lost, then also you will be able to retrieve. That's why we use pickle. So how to pickle a list? We'll start with a list. You have to install. If pickle is not there, you have to install it. The pickle file, the pickle module, and then import pickle. This is a list here. Then this is a file concept. I never taught you file concept because it's not that important in data science. However, if you want, you can learn it. Here, you can open a file. Okay. Now what you can do is the list you created here, that list, okay, pickle.dump. This is the syntax you need to remember, pickle.dump. So this list you can save here. Okay, the name you have to write. After opening, you have to close it also. So this is normal process. WB is in the writing mode. And then this much only. 3 lines you need to remember. So you have to open the file, you have to close the file. If you don't want to use file thing, directly also you can do. We'll go to that later, but remember this way. So what we have done is we imported pickle and then we dump. This is called dump. Okay. So that means this is the list here. The list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is now the new name we have given. You have to open it, you have to close it. So see here, the list pickle is created successfully. Now, unpickling. Whatever you pickled, you have to retrieve it. Okay. And pickle.load is the one you have to use. This is the syntax. See here. Again, you have to open it. This one with read mode. B for binary. Okay. Don't worry about this. Normally when you create a file in Python, though I never taught file in Python, we have to write R or W that way. Now here RB you have to write because these are binary, zeros and ones. In the zeros and ones form, we have to save it. So whatever we dumped there, that you have to use pickle.load and you get it list. So then you have to print, you will get it finally. If you run it, this I run or not, this you run, you get it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, see this one. If you say I can print here also, yeah, that's fine, you can do that. But we are talking about pickle module. Okay, how can you pickle it? Now see this one. This is the process. Python objects, all kind of objects starting from list, sets, dictionary, whatever object you create, all the objects you can pickle. Python pickle module will help you. And then how can you pickle? Pickle dot dump. Then if you do this one, okay, opening and closing a file is a different thing, but the syntax is pickle dot dump. That means they will be transferred to zeros and ones. In the forms of zeros and ones, all your objects will be saved here. If you want to unpickle, suppose I pickle it, okay, and this is saved into zeros and ones, I can mail it and I can transfer it to you. Then what will happen? You can open it and you can run it. So you have to unpickle, because zeros and ones, suppose you save a file, you save all your data in zeros and ones. How can you run or how can you do work? For that, you have to use pickle dot load here. Okay, this is unpickling. Then you will get your original data, original file. Nobody will be able to know. And then what will happen is, here I have a function. The name of the function is add. I want to add two numbers A and B. Okay. And then you have to open a file. Open, you have to write. This is function pickle. Here I have written list pickle. Anything you can write. List pickles to know that it's a list. Okay. It's a list. Now we can save the function as well. That means here if you see, this is the function. The name of the function is add. Okay. So you open function pickle, you write. Anything you can write. It doesn't matter. And close it then. And this is the syntax pickle the dump. What you want to pickle, the function you want to pickle. This function add. Okay. Whatever file you opened, that name you have to write here. Now what will happen? You close it, and then when you unpickle it, then you have to use the same name. After using the same name, and remember, this is part of syntax. You have to open it in the read mode. Okay. Then you have to write pickle.load, whatever name you have given, and then close it. Okay. Now see how it will work. I run it. Enter the first number. Enter the second number. The sum of the numbers is addition xy. So what is addition here? See, addition is this one. Whatever you open. Okay. So it's no different. The same thing you can use. Remember, when you train a machine learning model, suppose you shut down your computer or you send it to someone or save it, you have to train once again. Now you are doing small examples. It takes only a minute time. It doesn't matter. Whenever we open it, we run it once again. Suppose I taught in the last batch, the same one I have to teach you. I have to open it. I have to run it once again. I have to train it. Sorry. I have to train it. Then I can test. But the training model also you can pickle. You can pickle the training model. And you can open it directly. You can run it. You need not train once again. So when you dump it, when you pickle a trained model, that will not be required to train once again. Directly you can run it. Okay. Directly you can test it. Predict. We'll go to that. But before going to that, if you feel that this file operation is a bit new to you, maybe confusing also because you never use, there is an easy way. Okay. Without using file also. See, this is the easy way. How many lines here? These 3 lines you know. Remember, we are not opening anything. We are not closing anything. Opening and closing, that is the process of opening a file and closing a file. That is a normal process. If you open a file, you have to close it. But we are not opening any file here. See, pickle.dumps. This is the function. Okay. You can write why to use this big name. Suppose I've written additions to differentiate from the other one. It's so simple. You write A here. 2 lines you can remember, right? 2 lines only. Only 2 lines, okay? This one and this one. Pickle is the one you imported. See here. Import pickle. Okay. From the starting, import pickle. So if you have joined now, let me repeat once again. Pickle is something we use in Python and machine learning models to save any object. It could be a list, it could be a dictionary, or a set, or a function, or even a machine learning model. Whatever you have, you can save it. Okay. Save it in zeros and ones. Save it using binary zeros and ones. We say byte stream. That is the benefit. And I've written everything here. I'll send it. You can go through that. Not a problem. Try understanding from here. See, let me write everything here only. I have a function. Okay. I have a function here. That function I want to save. This is my function. Okay. I want to add 2 numbers. So it will return the sum of the 2 numbers. That's all. Now the name of the function is add. Now when I use pickle.dump, dumps you have to use, not dump. Dump means that way, the file way. The other alternative I am saying, the easy way is directly you can learn here how to pickle. These 3 are the coding we know already, 3 lines. Okay, coding. Input the first number, input the second number, the sum of the 2 numbers, whatever is this one, you will get the answer. See here, additions mn. So here additions here. Okay, when we're referring here additions, this means you are loading loads here. You have to write, you have to load what? What is a? The pickled file. Pickled file means you have to write pickle.dumps, whatever you want to use. Suppose you want to use a list here instead. 10, 20, 30. That means your list is saved in zeros and ones. You see, this object, all your objects, okay, they're saved in zeros and ones. If you use pickle.dumps, okay, zeros and ones, but in binary format, byte format, using numbers zeros and ones, that is saved in the disk. Okay, that you can transfer, you can email to someone, they can unpickle. They have to unpickle using pickle.load here, load dump, but we are using loads and dumps. These are 2 different things. Here it's easy. So now the list is saved using the name A. When you write pickle.loads here, you write A here, the name. If you write loads, it's unpickled. To unpickle, you have to write this. To pickle, you have to write this. That's all. In both the places, we write pickle, here dumps, here loads. That's all. Now, suppose I print. This is the name, additions is the name. Okay. Let me cut it, run it. 10, 20, 30. Okay. 10, 20. This is nothing to do. Forget about these 2. Okay. Now I have only 3-line coding. Okay. I have only 3-line coding. What I did is this list, this is an object. I saved in A using pickle. Okay. I could have written this way also. In 1 line. In 1 line, I could have written this way. And I could have printed and additions I've given the name additions. Okay. So you write additions, you print additions. Okay. These two lines. So either you can use these two lines or these three lines. When we are using these two lines, that means we are saving the list normally. We are saving the object, whatever way we are doing, we are assigning this list to this variable and we are printing that. That's all. When we don't use this way, okay, we use two lines. First you write dumps, then loads. Then what happens is we are saving this one using zeros and ones, that is called byte stream, using binary numbers zeros and ones, and to unpickle, again to transfer zeros and ones to your original object, whatever you saved. Here it's a very small one. Okay. Then you have to write loads. That's all. So you name a, then write a here and give a name, print that. Okay. So these three lines, that's all. So instead of directly saving in A and printing A, we saved using dumps, and that is called pickling. We pickled, and to unpickle you have to write loads. That's all. We got same 10, 20, 30. But you don't know that in A, suppose I write print A also. What is A? See, A is this. You will not be able to know. Because that is saved in zeros and ones. You can see here. You can see that. Okay. You will not be able to know the file. But if I write this way, A 10, 20, 30, you will be able to print A directly, right? So now your file is in some for zeros and ones, but you will get this way. You'll see byte B comma is there, means it's a byte file. Okay. You will not be able to know what is here unless you write loads. If you use pickle.loads, pickle is that one we have to import. Let me write import pickle. And if you don't have pickle, you have to install pickle. Okay. Pip install pickle you can write, or you can check it if it's not working, or conda, whatever you use. Pip install pickle, you have to pip it to install. After that you have to import so that it will work for you. That's all. Okay. I am not writing because it's already there. I've written already. I don't want to repeat it. So this is over. Now let's go to the function. Instead of a list, we'll go to the function here. Remember, add is the name of the function. What the function will do, it will add whatever numbers you send. Okay. And like last time we had A and additions. A is the file you can see. Additions is something you can know, you can see, and you can understand. Okay. Because we unpickled here, pickled, unpickled. Okay. Now let's run it. So what will happen is it will ask, okay, this one, then this one, and they will be stored in MNN, and additions MNN means here additions, when you put MNN, okay, you will get the answer. Suppose I write 5, then 7, and you will get the answer 12. The only difference is here we are not using add function. Okay, we are not calling add function. We are calling additions function. We are calling additions function to get this 12. What is additions? It's a unpickled one. So it must have pickled before. This A must have pickled before. Okay. In fact, it's pickled. The function is pickled. Okay. And we unpickled, then we use that one. This will be very, very important later. Even today also I have one example. Those who have not started doing machine learning will be able to understand it after studying machine learning. Saving a machine learning model. Okay. Even if you want to try, this is a function. I used a list here. See here 2 lines more. That's all. You have to open the file. You have to close the file. Everything is there. but this way is easier. Even if you want, you can try taking different objects, dictionary, sets, people, and all that. Everywhere it will work. I tried with a small 2-line function. You can have a bigger function. That function you are saving in pickle. Okay. And using that, up to this you have to do. And when you do for the second time, you have to use this one. Suppose you send this much, you save this much, okay? And then I will write that name A, and I will unpickle. Then I will do whatever work I have. I need not write the function once again. See, normally what happens is I have to run the function so that the function will work. But when you use pickle, I will not run the function once again. Even if you want to see this one, you cut it, you write somewhere else, okay? And you save it and you send it to someone. Within this A, add is already there. What is A? That is also in A. Okay, what add can do, it can add 2 numbers. That is in A. Okay, that is the benefit. So here, if you write, you get the sum of 2 numbers. A small function. Suppose you have a 30-line function, a 30-line code, then definitely it will be useful. Will not run that function somewhere. Certain positions are missed, somewhere comma, full stop, all these things miss, and you have to run it once again. Maybe you have to go through everything. It's not required. You have done something, you just dump it, you pickle it. Now, saving a machine learning model. Okay. So import numpy as np, sklearn.datasets, load iris. Then from this import train test split. We have taken data, we have taken target, nothing new here for you. And then split into 70-30%. Then we are using k neighborhood classifier, k neighbors classifier. We'll try to understand something using our neighbors. There is a saying, suppose I want to meet with a person X. How can I know about X without knowing X? There is one way. In mathematics, we use Taylor's theorem. In normal life, in social life, we see what are the 5 friends of that particular person X. So it's the average of these 5. They say, what are you? Who are you? You are the average of the 5 persons you meet most of the time. So how can I know whether you like going to movies or not? If I can know the other 4 or 5, okay? Even we contact people, we keep in contact, we keep in touch with people you must be knowing in your life who are similar to you. Otherwise, obviously, in 1 or 2, 3, 5 days, you will lose contact, right? So here, k nearest classifier, k neighborhood classifier, roughly it says you will be identified as the persons nearing you. That's all. Suppose 100 people are standing, okay, all over the world. And someone would like to know, I am from which country? I am from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or maybe Sri Lanka, or from some other country. So they will see the people nearing me. Maybe I'm standing with some Indians, and they don't know me, but they know the people surrounding me. That's the base of K neighbors classifier. If you didn't do it, you can go to K neighbors classifier and you can try to understand. See, fit. This is where we train. It's trained already. Okay. This is a trained model. What we trained? IRIS data. See, now it's only how many lines? Even this line, they are not required. How many lines? These are also, you can say, the requirements here. Only this is data, train test split is there. This is also same. So 2 lines plus 1 line, 3-line code actually. 2 line, 3 line, and these are the ones you have to include. Okay, like this is the one. This is IRIS data you have to import from data sets. So all are same, nothing new. This way we write. So the model is trained now. What model is trained? IRIS data. Now we'll use pickle. Okay, pickle this KNN. After fitting, you have to pickle it. Now this is the saved model. Then you use loads that is on pickle. Okay, if you have KNN already. Okay, but KNN is known as saved model now. No more KNN. If you want, you can write capital KNN or something like that if you want to understand. But now the name we've given saved model. In zeros and ones, your trained model is there. Okay, now the trained model you have to unpickle. This is unpickled model. Now you can know this one. This will be in zeros and ones. Okay, now here this is the one you can know, you can use. Okay, see, this is the one. Instead of writing this dot fit, if you remember the code, dot predict we write, will not write knn dot predict, will write knn from pickle dot predict. Okay, then it will predict. What it will predict? Okay, knn is not defined. Which line? It's I think I have to run it. See, this is the prediction. So if you want to know what are these and you are new, you can see this one, you can print. Suppose you have a flower and that flower is from iris, IRIS, and you know the 4. These are the features. Okay, 5, 3.6, 1.4, 0.2. We say sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. Now, if you know these 4 features, like we predicted men and women, how? Seeing their shoe size and height. Height we can see and we can have a rough idea, and we can see the shoe size even if our eyes are closed. Okay, then we'll be able to predict male or female. You must be knowing that model. Similarly, seeing these 4 features, we'll be able to predict 0 or 1 or 2. These are the 3, right? We have setosa, versinica and versicolor. Okay, 0 means setosa. These are small, right? Remember, the flowers are small, all features are small. 3.6, 1.4, 0.2. That way, for all these, the prediction. 4 things you need to predict. Okay, 4 things you need for the flower to predict what kind of flower it is. So this is not a new thing for you. What is new for you is you are not writing dot predict here. Instead, you are saving this one, not like normally we are saving the Jupyter, this one, notebook, not this way, but we are saving this using pickle. That means we are saving in the binary format, zeros and ones. And then we are retrieving it using this, saving this using this, okay, pickle. And then this one we use to predict. And then We'll get it. So you can save a trained model, trained machine learning model also using pickle. We have another way, that is job leaps. That also we can use, but pickle is the one that is used. Later you see in applications, machine learning models, when you want to save it, and then you have to save it in GitHub. And then what will happen? You have to deploy it, your saved model. And then when you go for deployment, you have to use some platform. Okay. There mostly you have to use pickle. But anyway, we will not go to that now, because you have to learn Flask framework, Python Flask framework, or directly Streamlit is there. Maybe we'll have a class or two once again. And today's class is over now. Python class up to 25, that is what it was planned. And the 25th class is over this month for Python. 21 we've completed before.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. All right, then I'm leaving now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, fine.